Before this story begins, I want to ask you something very important. If you believe that love can come from unexpected places, if you believe that loyalty still exists in a world full of betrayal, and if you believe that some heroes don't speak, they protect in silence, backhand index pointing right, subscribe to my channel right now. Because stories like this will change the way you see life forever. I never thought a dog could change the direction of my life. Not even once. To me, dogs were just animals. Loyal, yes. Protective, maybe. But distant. They belonged to other people's lives, not mine. I never imagined that one would become my comfort, my strength, and eventually, my savior. At that time, my life had become painfully quiet. My husband traveled constantly for work. Long trips. Short calls. Promises to come home soon. Soon never came. The house felt too big when he was gone. Too silent. Too empty. At night, every ticking clock felt louder. Every shadow felt heavier. Loneliness had slowly wrapped itself around me like a second skin. And I had learned to live with it. Or at least, I thought I had. One afternoon, just before another long business trip, my husband placed a leash in my hand. At the other end stood a young German shepherd. Strong. Alert. Quiet. "This is Jack," my husband said. "He'll keep you company. He'll protect the house." I looked at the dog. I didn't see a friend. I didn't feel warmth. I saw responsibility. A living alarm system. My husband smiled, kissed my forehead, and left. And just like that, it was me and Jack. In the beginning, Jack and I existed in the same space, but not together. He followed me silently from room to room. His paws made soft sounds against the floor. His eyes watched everything. I fed him, walked him, did what was required. No emotion. No connection. He never begged for attention. Never barked unnecessarily. Never demanded love. He simply stayed. And strangely, that made the house feel less empty. The storm came without warning. Wind screamed through the trees. Rain slammed against the windows like fists. The house trembled with every thunderclap. I went to lock the back door. The key wouldn't turn. My heart skipped. Again. Nothing. Panic rushed through me like ice. My husband was thousands of miles away. No neighbors nearby. No one to call. My hands shook as I struggled with the lock. And then, a gentle nudge against my hand. I looked down. Jack. His eyes were calm. Steady. Certain. As if he was telling me, "You are not alone." Jack walked toward the kitchen. He stopped near a drawer. He pawed at it. Once. Twice. Confused, I opened it. Under old papers was a spare key. I had no memory of placing it there. My hands trembled as I tried it. The lock turned smoothly. Relief crashed over me so hard I nearly collapsed. That night, I sat on the floor beside Jack. For the first time, I let myself lean into him. His warmth grounded me. His presence quieted my fear. And for the first time since my husband started traveling, I felt safe. From that night on, everything changed. Jack wasn't just a dog anymore. He became my shadow. If someone knocked, he positioned himself between me and the door. If anxiety crept into my chest, he pressed his nose into my palm. If silence became unbearable, he lay beside me without a sound. One evening, while cooking, I caught myself talking to him. At first, it was harmless. Then it wasn't. I told him everything. My loneliness. My fears. My doubts. Jack listened. No judgment. No interruptions. Just presence. And that's when I learned something powerful. Love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly. And stays. That I didn't realize it at first. But fear doesn't arrive all at once. It seeps in slowly. Quietly. Like water through cracks in a wall you didn't know were there. After that stormy night, life seemed almost normal again. On the surface, Jack and I settled into a rhythm. Mornings were calm. Evenings were quiet. And nights were still long, but no longer unbearable. Jack slept near the bedroom door, always facing outward. Always alert. I told myself I was lucky. I told myself I was safe. But my instincts were already whispering warnings. That it was an ordinary evening when I noticed the car. A black sedan. Parked across the street. Engine running. Windows tinted so dark I couldn't see inside. I stood there for a moment with grocery bags in my hands, watching it. Nothing happened. No doors opened. No one stepped out. After a few seconds, I shook my head and walked inside. Coincidence, I told myself. But coincidence has a way of repeating itself when it isn't one. The next night, it was there again. Same spot. Same quiet engine. Same invisible driver. This time my stomach tightened. Jack noticed it too. His ears lifted. His body stiffened. He stood beside me at the window, unmoving. On the third night, I didn't need confirmation anymore. Fear settled deep in my chest. I closed the curtains early. Checked the locks twice. Jack paced the house slowly, deliberately, like a soldier on patrol. Sleep never came easily after that. Every sound felt amplified. The creak of wood. The hum of electricity. The whisper of wind outside. Then one night. Crunch. Gravel. Soft, deliberate footsteps outside my bedroom window. My heart stopped. Before I could even sit up, Jack was already awake. His body went rigid. A low growl rumbled deep in his chest, slow, controlled, dangerous. Then he barked. Not playful. Not curious. It was a warning. A sound that tore through the night like thunder. The footsteps ran. Fast. I heard a car door slam. An engine roar to life. And then silence. Jack stayed at the window long after everything stopped. I didn't sleep that night. But for the first time, I didn't feel helpless. The next morning, I called my husband. My voice shook as I explained everything. The car, the footsteps, the fear. He listened. But something was off. You're probably just stressed, he said gently. Neighborhoods can be noisy. No urgency. No anger. No promise to come home immediately. I'll try, he added. Soon. When the call ended, I stared at my phone. And for the first time, a painful truth hit me. I was on my own. That day, something inside me changed. I stopped waiting. I reinforced the locks. Installed cameras. Replaced outdoor lights. Jack stayed close the entire time. Every evening, we walked the perimeter of the house together. He always walked one step ahead. Watching. Listening. Protecting. I started noticing things I'd ignored before. The flicker of lights across the street. The sound of a car slowing down. The way shadows moved at night. Fear sharpened my awareness. Jack sharpened my courage. One evening, during our walk, I saw him. A man standing beneath a street lamp at the far end of the road. Tall. Lean. Hands buried deep in his pockets. He wasn't walking. He was waiting. A chill crawled up my spine. Jack growled. Low. Steady. The man tilted his head slightly, as if acknowledging us. Then he stepped back. And disappeared into the darkness. My heart pounded all the way home. That night, I checked every door and window twice. Jack didn't rest. Neither did I. The next day, I saw him again. Broad daylight. Laughing with neighbors. Shaking hands. Looking normal. My blood ran cold. Our eyes met. His smile was slow. Deliberate. That's Ethan, Mrs. Brandt said cheerfully as she passed by. Helping with the neighborhood security committee. Security. The word echoed hollowly in my mind. Because I knew the truth. Ethan wasn't protecting anyone. He was watching me. That night, Jack paced nonstop. His nails clicked softly on the floor. Every sound made him tense. Then, click. The backyard gate. My heart slammed against my ribs. A crash hit the back door. The handle rattled violently. Someone was trying to break in. I reached for my phone. Too late. The door burst open. And there he stood. Ethan. The moment Ethan stepped inside my house, everything felt wrong. The air turned heavy. Cold. Jack moved in front of me instantly, silent, still ready. Ethan smiled as if he belonged there. I knew you'd be alone, he said softly. You always are. My heart slammed against my chest. Get out. I screamed. He didn't stop. No one's coming, he whispered. No one ever comes for you. That's when Jack growled. Not loud. Not wild. A deep, dangerous sound that shook the room. Ethan's eyes flicked to Jack, and for the first time I saw fear. Then everything happened at once. Ethan lunged forward. Jack attacked. He slammed into Ethan with full force, knocking him back. Jack's teeth locked onto his arm, and Ethan screamed in pain, crashing into the wall. Jack didn't let go. He growled like a storm, his entire body shaking with fury. I had never seen him like that. Then I saw it. A flash of silver. A knife. No. I screamed. The blade plunged into Jack's side. Once. Twice. Jack cried out, but he still didn't release Ethan. Blood spilled onto the floor as Jack collapsed, finally losing his grip. Ethan shoved him aside. Something inside me snapped. Fear disappeared. I grabbed a heavy glass vase and swung with everything I had. It struck Ethan's head. He stumbled. I hit him again. And again. Until he fell to the floor and didn't move. Silence filled the house. I dropped beside Jack. Blood soaked my hands as I pressed against his wound. No, stay with me, I whispered, crying. Please don't leave me. Jack looked at me. His eyes were calm, loyal, as if he was saying, I did this for you. Sirens wailed in the distance. Police lights flashed through the windows. But I didn't move. I held Jack. And slowly, the light faded from his eyes.